What if I told you Acon 2025 wasn't just another international concert? It was the moment Ppop stopped asking for space and took it. Because when SB19 stepped on that stage, they weren't performing for the world, they were standing beside it. And by the end of the night, no one was asking who SB19 is anymore. They were asking, how did we underestimate them? If you're new here, kindly subscribe, like and share this video because this channel breaks down SB19 beyond the hype, the performances, the strategy, the discipline, and the moments that quietly change global narratives. And today, we're talking about Acon 2025 and why this performance marked a turning point for Ppop. Section 1. What Acon 2025 really represents. To understand why this mattered, you have to understand what Acon actually is. Acon isn't a casual stage. It's not a fan meeting. It's not a regional showcase. Acon is where global acts are measured, international audiences are unforgiving, and performances are compared in real time. This is where artists don't get graded on effort. They get graded on execution. So when SB19 was announced for Acon 2025, the question wasn't, will they do well? The question was, can Ppop stand on equal ground with the world's biggest acts, without excuses? And SB19 didn't answer with words. They answered with precision. Section 2. The moment SB19 walked on stage. There's a specific moment in every legendary performance, that split second, when the crowd doesn't know yet that they're about to witness something different. That moment happened the instant SB19 appeared. Not rushing, not hyped for approval, not trying to prove anything. They walked on stage like artists who belong there. And that's important, because confidence isn't loud. Confidence is controlled. From posture to spacing, from timing to eye contact, SB19 didn't look like a group representing Ppop. They looked like a group defining it. Section 3. Vocals, the non-negotiable standard. Here's where international audiences stop debating. Vocals, because choreography can impress, but vocals expose everything. Acon 2025, SB19 made one thing clear. They were not hiding behind tracks. They were not masking imperfections. They were not choosing safety. They chose truth. Live vocals, full choreography, no shortcuts. Each member carried his own weight, not blending to disappear, but blending to elevate. And here's what made it powerful. You could hear the strain. You could feel the effort. You could respect the discipline. That's not weakness. That's credibility. And international audiences recognize that instantly. Section 4. Stage control, not just stage presence. Stage presence gets attention. Stage control earns respect. And SB19 showed stage control. They knew when to pull energy back, when to let silence breathe, when to hit harder without speeding up. This wasn't chaos dressed as hype. This was command. Even during high-energy moments, their movements were intentional, their formations clean, their transitions seamless. Nothing looked accidental. And when a group can control both the crowd and themselves, that's when you realize you're not watching performers anymore. You're watching professionals. Section 5. Crowd reaction, the universal language. Here's the part you can't fake. The crowd, different cultures, different languages, different fandoms, and yet, the reaction was unified. Cheers didn't wait for familiar lyrics. Applause didn't need explanations, because excellence doesn't require translation. When SB19 hit key moments, you could feel the shift. Phones went up, eyes locked in, energy leaned forward. That's the moment an audience stops being polite and starts being invested. And SB19 held that attention, from start to finish. Section 6. Why this was bigger than one performance. This wasn't just about SB19. This was about what they represented. For years, Ppop existed in conversations filled with qualifiers. They're good for a local group. They have potential for the future. They're improving compared to before. Acon 2025 erased those qualifiers. SB19 didn't ask to be compared someday. They stood side by side right now. Same stage, same pressure, same expectations. And they delivered. Not louder, not flashier, just cleaner, tighter, and more honest. Section 7. The discipline behind the moment. Performances like this don't come from talent alone. They come from relentless rehearsal, painful self-critique, choosing growth over comfort. Every clean transition you saw was hours of invisible work. Every steady vocal note was years of training. SB19 didn't suddenly rise to the occasion. They arrived prepared. And that's the difference between viral moments and career-defining moments. Section 8. Global perception shift. After Acon 2025, the conversation changed. Not, who is SB19? But, why didn't we talk about them sooner? International fans didn't discover Ppop that night. They reconsidered it. Industry watchers didn't see a novelty. They saw a blueprint. A group from outside the traditional power centers, standing confidently on a global stage, without dilution. And that matters, because it tells the next generation of artists, you don't need permission to belong. You need preparation. Section 9. The quiet statement SB19 made. SB19 didn't say, we're the best. They said something stronger. Judge us fairly. No excuses. No overbranding. No exaggerated claims. Just performance. And in an industry full of noise, that kind of restraint is rare. It's also powerful. Final section. Why this moment will age well. Years from now, when people trace the rise of Ppop on global stages, Acon 2025 will be mentioned. Not because it was flashy, not because it was controversial, but because it was undeniable. SB19 didn't chase validation. They earned recognition. And when Ppop stood toe-to-toe with the world that night, it didn't blink. If you watched SB19 at Acon 2025, what moment hit you the hardest? Was it the vocals? The control? The crowd reaction? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more deep, honest breakdowns of SB19 beyond the headlines, subscribe, like, and stay here, because this story is still unfolding.